So let us begin this practice that will be very slow. At the time of filming, it's a lot of heat generating, so we don't want to build any more heat. We want to do a practice to really soothe and calm and settle. There will be a prop today, and that will be a bolster. As always, you might know of alternatives that you can use. That might be cushions from your sofa, from your bed, whatever really you can get your hold of. And we're going to begin in a seated position. So rolling the shoulders back, elongating the spine. And then we're going to get our prop, whatever it is, and place it on our knees. And we're going to use this to lean on. And this just eases out our hips a little bit. So have a little wiggle and a little shake. And then what we're going to do is hug ourselves. So take right hand to it, left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. They might make it to the shoulder blades. And then just come to fold. So your forehead is resting on your arms. There's a little curve in your back. And we're just going to spend a minute or so here, just really focusing on breathing into the back of the body, behind the heart. So fully, deeply breathing into the lungs, feeling a sense of expansion. And as you breathe out, softening and settling. Now let this hug be symbolic of loving your body. There's a beautiful quote, I can't remember who says it now, where it says, "And I said to my body, I want to be your friend." My body sighed and said, "I've been waiting a long time for this." So just drop into your body. Our bodies hold everything that's ever happened to us. It's where our unconscious is. And it knows you. And it wants to be your friend. The mind doesn't always want to be your friend. The body always does. So as you calm to settle, we're just going to do this for about 5 more rounds of breath, just inviting yourself to really slow down and be here. And of course, befriend your body here. If this isn't comfortable to start this way, then just change your starting position. And as we calm from the out there and then, the busy, busy doing, coming into the here and now as we consciously start to slow down. And so as you fold now, just come up and change the cross of the arms. So hugging yourself, just slowly come down. This is a nice way to ease out a little bit of tightness in the shoulders. So come to bow, as long as this isn't hurting your back in any way. And deeply encourage the breath into your back body. And when we're in the body, we are in the present moment. We're not in the mind that tries to take us somewhere else. So again, just notice as you drop into your body now where there is places of tightness or tension. Is there a gritting of the teeth? And again, let those shoulders go. And our shoulders are known as the muscles of responsibility, the burden muscles, hence the word should that we find in shoulders. And let those shoulders drop and know that you have nothing else to carry right now. So as much as we can today, we're going to try and lose our mind and find our body. So slowly, slowly, let's come all the way up. And now let's take those fingers behind and we'll just recross the shins there because we've been there for a little while. So taking the opposite shin in front and then taking your hands to your knees. We'll begin with a Sufi grind. So breathing in, we take a circle forward. Breathing out, we come back. And maybe close your eyes so that you can just stay inhabiting the body rather than being distracted by things in your living space. Maybe you can feel the side ribs, the pelvis. With the pelvis, we've got the pubic bone, the sit bone, the tailbone. And then change the direction of your circles. And there's a quite a memorable quote from a James Joyce novel where he describes a character as living a considerable distance from his body. So just really inhabit yours. Often we feel that we're just a head plonked on top of it. And let's spiral inwards now, staying with the breath, moving into all those parts of the body. And as we come to stillness at the top, just settle head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Get a sense of balance in your body now, whatever that means to you. And from that balanced space, just really consciously start to lengthen your inhale and the exhale. And take 2 more deep breaths, just dropping all awareness into the sensation of breath in body. And we need the mind. We're not punishing ourselves for thinking. We're just at this moment trying to stay in the body. And now as we inhale, let's take those arms out to the side and just pause here, these spiritual wings. Allow those arms to come out wide. Spread your fingers. Feel the center of the palm now. Breathe in, open to receiving. Inhale, arms rise up, fingertips touch. Exhale, hands come down onto the earth. So imagine these huge wings that you are, this divine being, as you come all the way up. That's the in-breath. All the way down, that's the out-breath. And just focus on the fingertips. Pick one thing to focus on. Slowly we ground. And then next time we rise, we keep those arms up. And interlace the palms now as you lift the heels of the hands towards the sky. A little bend in the elbows. And then do those circles again, but this time with the arms lifted. So we're circling into the lower back. Feeling the side body, shoulder blades. And then as you get to the top of this circle, change directions, but circle into your upper body, into the shoulders. We have the lumbar spine, the thoracic at the top. We all hold our tightness and tension in different spaces. So see where yours are today. And now lift the arms up. Look up to the sky now if that's okay. Take a deep breath. And then turn the knuckles of the hand forward as you tuck the chin. And as you slightly move out, feel that opening in the shoulders. And come all the way up. And then a little twist. So right hand to left knee, left fingers behind. Grow tall as you inhale. And now focus on breathing into the back, left of the back. So we focus on where our breath is moving to. We're in the body. One more deep breath. And leaving this right hand there, resting on the knee. Press the knee towards the earth as the left arm lifts and you tilt to the side. Soft bend in left elbow. Breathing into the left wrist. And now a deeper, bigger breath. And you can feel the ribs expanding in the accordion. And let's come all the way back. And just take the fingers behind you. Lean back as you recross your shins in the style of Kenny Everett there. Let's roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Inhale, rise up, fingers touch. Exhale, turn to the side. Left hand rests, right fingers behind you. Grow tall as you breathe into the back, left of the back. And I'm sorry if I said that last time. I think I might have done. One more deep breath. And that left hand rests as the right arm comes all the way up and over for a side stretch. But let it be soft. We're not overextending. We're not reaching for anything because we have everything we need within us. Take one more deep breath. So the purpose of this practice today is to stay mindful, to stay present. Mindful is a strange use of words, isn't it, when we're trying to be in our body? To say bodyful, if there's such a word. Let's come all the way now onto all fours. I've never really thought of that before. Not ever so profound, but worth noting. Let's take the hands wide underneath the shoulders. Let's take the knees under the hips. And just take a moment as you close your eyes to feel the hands and shins. Feel that, what is grounding you. And from there, just look between your thighs. And as you inhale, press the thighs back. Lengthen the tailbone. Slowly move to lifting the heart. So very mindful cow pose. As you exhale, curl the tummy in. Tuck the chin. So as you press the thighs back, we're beginning this movement from the base of the spine. And again, we don't want to build up too much heat, so it's nice and slow. And slow isn't easy. And then come back. So from there now, extend the right leg behind you, draw belly to spine, and take the right foot to the left. Look over your left shoulder, and then bring the leg out to the right, and go as far as you can or as you want to. So like a big cat with a really swooshy tail. And we don't move our hips this way, we move them forward and back. So this might feel a bit odd, but this is for the longevity of our body, doing things that we don't to build strength. Next time the right foot comes behind, take it all the way to the left, drop it to the ground now, press into your right heel and look over your left shoulder. Breathe into the right ribs. And now breathe into the right ribs again, but press your right hand firmly into the ground. Notice if that changes anything. Right leg rises back, and we take the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And as you come up onto your fingertips now, slowly drop the left thigh down. That's the inhale. We lift the heart. As we exhale, we straighten the right leg. And we move between these two shapes without judging one better than the other. We just notice how our body receives it. And one of the and if you like, aims of yoga is for non-attachment. So we don't, such a hard thing to do there. We like this, we don't like that. We are a bundle of preferences and aversion. Next time we come forward, plant that right foot down, lift the right arm up to the sky, look to your right thumb and huge breath from left hand to right palm. Close your eyes. What are you feeling? And now spin this left foot to the side a little bit as we come up into, I'll spin around because it's a bit odd, as we come up into kind of like a warrior two with the back knee down. Reach forward as you gaze forward, take a deep breath in, and then lean your body back. Left hand comes back, right arm rises up. Breathe into the right side of the body. And then bring your hands up, bring them either side of the right foot, and come back onto all fours. And if you want a little bit more, you might come into your first downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. You might stay on all fours. If you're in down dog, move with your breath. Breathe in, we come forward to a plank pose. Breathe out, we come back. But really take your time to breathe well. So we're going as slow as a slow thing. And when we slow the breathing down, the movement down, our mind slows down. So that connection with the body, with the breath. Next time, linger in down dog. Start to slowly pedal out your feet. Maybe shake out your head. See what feels good. Let this practice be medicine for the body, not punishment. Let's come all the way back down to all fours. The same little sequence, breathing in, left leg comes back. Left foot behind, look over your right shoulder, and then bring the leg out to the side. Try not to collapse on the right as you do this. It could be a little bit of motion, it could be a lot. We're just doing this for our longevity. Left foot comes behind, look over the right shoulder, breathe into the left waist. Now press the hand a little bit more, breathe in again. And bring the left foot forward, outside the hand. And again, we're coming forward and back. It's nice, slow, juicy movements for the hips. And the breath will tell you what your mind's doing. So just notice that every time it's agitated slowly. And then let's pause in a twist. Right hand comes down, breathing in, left arm lifts, huge breath. And then again, that version of a warrior two. So we lift ourselves up, right shin is down, reach forward, take a deep, deep breath. Deeper breath still. And then reverse your warrior. Right hand comes down, left arm lift, breathing into the left waist. Breathe your way up. Hands come down, downward facing dog, or all fours or child's pose. So you choose. If you do want to do vinyasas, they do build up heat, but time for one now. Breathe your way forward. And then just make this your intention to come down as slowly as you can. Elbows hug in, toenails press into ground. Breathing in, we rise. Exhale, we come back. And as we come into down dog, breathe into this present moment, the only moment we ever have. Sigh away everything else. One more time. And then make your way towards the front of the mat. Again, kind of quite like slow Sunday afternoon stroll so we don't get too hot. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Little bend in the knees now. Breathe in as you sweep the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart space. Close your eyes. Feel your feet rooting you and breathe into this moment. We'll never get it back. So have to be prayers of gratitude now. The sun is here. We don't get it a lot in this country. Let's do some sun salutations. Breathing in, we rise up nice and slow. Exhale, come to a forward fold. Breathe in, long spine. Step back left leg, drop left knee. Breathing in, one breath per move, arms lift up. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to downward facing dog. Stay in dog or a slow vinyasa. Breathe in, come forward. Breathe out to the earth. Breathing in, we rise again. Breathing out, downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths. And if you're very hot, don't look up. You stay looking to the ground. Breathing in, left leg rises. Breathing out, left foot comes forward, right knee drops. Breathing in, arms rise, greeting the sun, greeting this day. Breathing out, hands down, right foot comes in. Breathing in, flat back. Breathing out to fold. Little bend in the knees. Breathing in, we rise. Breathing out, hands to heart. We're going to repeat those. This time there's the option of not dropping onto the knee. So knee down gives us more of a stretch. Knee up gives us more strength. Breathing in, arms lift up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, long spine. Step back, right leg. Knee up or knee down. Breathing in, arms rise. Breathing out, hands down. Downward facing dog. Same options, stay here, take a rest, or come through a vinyasa. And the only thing that's important is the breath. Pause in your downward facing dog, take a huge breath in. Sigh away everything else. Breathing in, right leg rises. Breathing out, right foot comes forward. Knee up or knee down. Rise up into a lunge, take a deep breath. Remember, we're just being kind to our body. Hands come down, left foot steps forward. This time, take the feet a good hip width apart. A rough guide is to have 2 fists between your feet. And you might hold onto your elbows as you sway a little bit. You might prefer to take your fingers to the floor, especially if you've got back issues. But use the body weight to traction the spine. And then drop into stillness for a huge breath. And then with a little bend in the knees, let's take those arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. And breathe into your whole body. So, slightly, again, gentle movement today. We don't want to build up too much heat. So coming to stand at the front of the mat, close your eyes and come into this pose called mountain pose. Take the palms forward. You might feel energy in the palms. Press into your little toes. And then see if you can lift the crown of your head a little higher. And just visualize your body standing there like a mountain. Whatever the weather is, the mountain is strong. And then bring your hands to prayer. Press your right heel down, the right thigh bone back as you lift up the left knee. Spread your left toes. And we're just going to come forward and back. Now, these might be little moves, or you might come quite big. So you might extend your left leg forward, then you might extend the left leg back. Breathing in, left leg forward. Breathing out, left leg back, and then linger in warrior 3. Extend that left heel back, lengthen your spine. You know, the wobbles are part of the game. And breathe. And then come into a high lunge again. So it's a back heel drop. Sweep those arms up towards the sky. This is a little bit mad now. Think of something you want to let go of. And as you exhale, lift back up again and lengthen that left leg forward and then come back into a lunge. We're going to do that 2 more. It's like we're doing a high kick. And you might go as you do it. It can be quite therapeutic. Next, final time. And come back into the lunge. Reach the fingers up. Notice if things are shifting in you. Take a huge breath in. And come into warrior 2. So as you plant the right knee over the right foot, the back heel is down. Extend those arms forward and just take 3 deep breaths in stillness. And you might well feel the heat rising, just notice. 1 more deep breath. And now interlace the palms behind you, roll the shoulders back, lift up the chest, and then tuck your chin as you look towards the right foot. That might be enough, or you might follow it with the head. And as the head comes towards the instep, press into the back foot and breathe into your back. 2 more deep breaths. And then press into the feet as you lift up. That's a powerful one. Let's open those arms again. And this time, left arm wraps around your waist as the right arm comes up and over. So just stretching into the left shoulder a bit. 2 breaths. And then lift yourself up, turn your left heel in. So we're in a kind of squat with the arms lifted, and then start to bend into the goddess squat. Hands rest on thighs, and we start to move side to side. So easing into the hips. And then start to get the hands to the floor, as long as that's okay, otherwise you stay up. So just moving slowly side to side. And now parallel the feet as you come to a forward fold. The forward folds are calming, allow all those thoughts to drop. Just feel into the body. And are your hamstrings tight? What are they telling you? Can you drop and bend the knees maybe a little bit? Have your shoulders lifted? Are you tense? Can you drop those? Check the jaw. And then as you soften the body now, just take 2 more deep breaths. One more. And then press into your feet. Straighten your legs, hands to hips. Stop halfway. And then come all the way up. And just pause at the top. Feel the settling effect of that forward fold. And then turn to the front of the mat as we come into warrior 1 now. So we're going to take that left foot back, right foot forward. Bend your right knee as a rough guide. You can see your big toe. Hold on to your hips. Make sure the hips are level. And then raise the warrior sword. And the warriors are all about the battle we have with ourselves and our thoughts, not about going outside to find someone to fight. Breathing in. I imagine there's a few of those. If you're having a bad day, take 1 more deep breath. And now open those arms wide like a cactus and take your left elbow on top of the right. So you might do as we did at the beginning, give yourself a little hug to push shoulder, or maybe take your arms back, the palms together, or palms together. And then lift up your forearms as you gaze to the ceiling. In the sky or the clouds if you're lucky enough to be outside. Take 2 deep breaths. Open those arms again like wings. Take your hands to the ground, and you might come through downward dog and a vinyasa. You might rest in child's pose. Just do what your body really wants you to do. And again, lose your mind, find the body. Just be here now. Take 2 deep breaths. Little bend in the knees. Look forward as you do a little hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Back to the mountain. Also a pose called Samastitihi, which means equal standing pose. Close your eyes. Feel your equal standing. Are you in your toes? Are you in your heels? Just notice. Breathing in, right knee rises. Breathing out, right leg extends. And then come forward and back. Again, you might be little movements, they might be bigger ones. Land in a lunge. And again, think of this now as an energetic flush. We're just releasing what we don't want. So breathing in, we reach up. Exhale, do a high kick. Breathing in and final time. And drop. Pause there. Take a huge breath in. And open up, warrior 2. So again, we've got the front knee bent, back, a foot is planted, and we take 3 deep breaths. And of course, this is how we move the tension out of the body when we take these kind of conscious releases. Huge breath. And then now wrap the interlace the palms behind you, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the chest, tuck the chin. Maybe this is where you stay. maybe you do a more deeper forward fold. Just make sure it's the right shape for you today. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath really into your back. Press into the feet, slowly unravel. So the right hand, the fingers come to the waist, the left arm lifts and you tilt back. Breathe into the left waist. One breath. Rise up, lift and turn the right heel in. So we're back into the goddess squat. This time, rest your hands on the thighs. Lean your body forward. Press your right hand into the right thigh as you bring your right shoulders to the left knee. Breathe into the right side of your body. Inhale, come up, opposite way, and consciously breathe into the left side of the body. Breathe in, we rise. One more each time, but take the time to feel the side body opening. And then again, let's take the feet parallel as we fold. This time, see how far you can get the fingertips behind you as the crown of the head comes towards the ground. We breathe. Two more breaths, let them be longer and more spacious as you settle into this shape. Notice any part of the body that's tight that you can release. And then slowly come up, hands to hips, all the way up to stand. Close your eyes, see the aftertaste of a forward fold. It leaves an echo. And then turn the left foot forward, hop the right foot to the right a little bit. So we want our hip points to be facing forward like little headlamps. Press into the right heel, then bend the left knee. Breathing in, we raise the warrior sword, reaching up, cutting through the sword that can cut through all our limitations in the way of thoughts, patterns. Just breathe. Feel the back bend here. So from the lower back to the upper chest, just breathe into that space. And then cactus your arms. This time we take the right arm on top. So we either hug ourselves again or backs of palms together. Lift up the forearms and breathe. And then tightness in the shoulder. Are you contributing to that tightness? Arms come out, hands come down. This will be the last vinyasa today, so you might not want to do it, of course. Or perhaps your body likes these winging out movements. And then we will come into child's pose. So sitting back onto the heels, walk the hands back, take the forehead down. And as you press your forehead into the ground, do a kind of a no. Move the head side to side. We want the skin of the forehead to be pressed into the earth. This is a nerve called the vagus nerve that helps us relax. And there might be little sighs that you do. And take 3 deep breaths. And this remembrance that our body is our home, the only home we'll ever truly know. Can we really inhabit it right now? And then slowly walk yourself up. So we are in a kneeling position. And then bring your knees together if you can. If this is not available to you, obviously don't do it. But we are just going to stretch our feet now. So as you come forward, and this is called torture toes or fire toes, our feet are shock absorbers for the knees and the hips. So we want them to be stretched. So spread your toes, press into your hands and sit back onto your heels. Now this might be enough. So when we have fallen arches, the muscles that, if you use those insteps for your feet, the muscles that lift your knees don't work so well. So really important that we stretch our feet. So this is enough for many of us. If you do want to go a little bit more of a stretch, walk the hands up and take your hands to prayer. And that is perhaps praying that this will be over soon. So lean back. Notice if you've added tension to the body now in the form of teeth gritting or shoulder tightening. 2 more breaths. This stuff is so useful, even though it doesn't always feel good. And then let's come back, take the hands down. It's all over now, I promise. And just tap out the tops of the feet. One more weirdness, one more weird thing. Sit back to heels. Have your hands either side of your hips. See if you can have the knees up. So this way we're stretching our ankles. Our feet are furthest away from the brain. When we bring awareness to our feet, we're much more grounded, literally. So let's come back, a tiny little bit more of balance, and then we're going to come to rest. Turn the feet and walk into a forward fold. We're really keeping your awareness into the feet. You might feel a lot more in your feet now as we speak. And then we can do this folding. Let's do it standing up, actually. Let's slowly lift up. So you can't see me do this on camera, so you'll just have to trust me. So just feel your feet now as you stand up. Maybe you feel much more aware of them. Drop your big toes into the ground. See if you can lift and spread all the little toes. And this is really weird. Many of us add funny things with our hands here. Notice if you're stretching your fingers. No idea why we do that. Now take all the other toes down, lift the big toes up. And then once again, spread the toes like you've got a pencil between each one and root them down. And now close your eyes and press into your little toes. Notice how that lifts up your inner thighs. And many of us get bunions on our big toe side of the feet because we roll in. So can you roll out? And feel how much more support maybe you feel there in your knees and hips. Again, just being in the body now. So finishing with balances before we come to rest. Left hand, the foot is down. Lift up that right knee. Hold the right knee with your left hand and take the right hand to your lower back. This might be where you stay, or you might look over your right shoulder. You might take your right arm behind you and look at the thumb. And again, if the body wobbles, we're kind about that. This is how it's working out what to do. It's called proprioception. Again, really important as we get older. Right arm comes forward like you're swimming, hands to prayer. One more time, warrior three. Extend that right leg back. Press your left thigh bone back. Find balance. And balance includes wobbles. And let's come all the way back again. Once again, we're still in a knee lift. A lot of weight bearing here. Do drop the foot if you need to. Now a tree pose. Right foot to thigh, hands to prayer. And keep your hands in Anjali Mudra here as this gesture and lift your heart. So balances tend to bring us into our body. We have to focus more. Take 3 more deep breaths. And you might find it online. There was a great article in The Guardian a couple of weeks ago. So that's July 2024, all about proprioception and why it's so important as we get older. So drop the feet down. It's just amazing. And we do this through balance, through movement. Pause again, drop your awareness into the feet. And just ground. Breathing in, left knee rises. Right hand to the knee, left hand to lower back. Look over the left shoulder. Whoops, there you go. Nice little fall there. Deliberate, of course, to show you. Left, don't want people to feel left out. Let's look over at our left thumb. And a really good teacher of mine said once that if we judge ourselves harshly for falling out of balances, it's really worth looking at that. But if we're standing in a balance thinking, look at me, I'm amazing, it's also important to look at that too. So let's bring this left hand forward as we come into warrior three. So yoga is an opportunity to observe ourselves. And Iyengar's favourite quote was the body is a laboratory, a place of perpetual research to a yogi. So let's bring the left knee up. Let's come into tree pose on this side. Hands to prayer. Lightly press the fingers together and take 3 deep breaths. And you might be getting really tired in that right ankle. This is how we develop strength. And the left foot comes down. And then just like a little fan, which is lovely for this time of year, just start to tap your kidneys as you bring the hands, tap the lower back, and then start to lift the arms up. This is good for the flow of lymph that accumulates around the armpits, but it's just like having a little fan without worrying about the electric bills. You might hear a click or a crack in the back. Again, this is all releasing tension that gets stored. Let's come all the way back down again. Once again, tapping the kidneys. And close your eyes. And then just come to stillness completely, noticing movement. So we're still, but you might feel the sparkles, the tingles, the life force, the vitality. And this is what it is to be truly alive. Just take a breath into this moment that we're all alive in together. And let's come down to the ground. So slower movements now, as we still stay with moving any trapped energy through the body. So we're going to take our feet wide out to the side in a nice V shape. And this is where you may have your prop again. We're not going to be here a massive long time, but as you take the legs out wide, roll the shoulders back, and maybe there's some support for you. Maybe there isn't, that's okay. You might rest the hands on the thighs, or you might bring the hands down, head to wrist. And we're not hugging ourselves this time, we're breathing into the back of the body. Let those shoulders melt as you breathe out. Let any mean thoughts melt. And just be here now. About 5 more long, deep breaths. Slowly, slowly, we rise. Roll the shoulders back, fingers behind you, lift the heart, lift the chest, and breathe. And after we've opened the hips there, we've freed up the spine a little bit. We are going to come into a couple of active back bends. So coming down onto your mat. Now, if you're really feeling a little bit tired today, you might come and take a brick or a book or a bolster underneath your lower back. So I'm just going to demonstrate lifting up your hips, something underneath your sacrum. We're not going to be here for a very long time. Otherwise, take your arms flat and lift your hips up into Setu Bandhasana, so bridge pose. Interlace your fingers, snuggle the shoulders. Another pose that is kind to the body, especially if you sit. Our bodies don't always like back bends because they're not familiar as we slump forward in a chair, but ever so important for the longevity of our back. Tuck the chin and breathe. Release the hands and feel like you're making an imprint of your spine into the mat as you really slowly unravel, like a little fossil imprint. As the pelvis lands, feel the softness as it meets the earth, and take your feet together and knees wide. And just lightly press your hands on those inner thighs to ground them. Close your eyes, keep the chin tucked so the neck is long, and breathe. And come back. Raise your right leg towards the sky, flex the foot. Coming into supine pigeon here. So as you flex the foot, have it below the left knee. And just take a moment to stabilize the pelvis. Now, this is option one. Otherwise, we're going to come into the same back bend we just did. So very asymmetrical. Hands are flat. Breathing in as you peel up. And you can, of course, rest on a brick. Now, when we bring asymmetry in, the surrounding muscles have to work harder to stabilize us. So it's a great way of strengthening. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm not going to do this for long. And you can stay with the hips down, of course, as well. Slowly come down. And if you did do that, extend the right leg up towards the sky, circle the right ankle. Just a few one way, then a few the other. And drop it down. Pause. Notice any difference the sides of your body. My right thigh feels a little bit more looser now. Notice if yours does. Breathing in, left leg lifts. Flex the foot, press into the heel. Take it over again. You might stay here. This is a good stretch for your hips. Otherwise, lift up. Notice if the breath has changed. And slowly, slowly come down. Extend the left leg up. Circle the ankle. Bend the knee. Feet together. And this time we're bringing our knees together and the feet wide. And with your hands, just gently press down onto your hips. This feels quite tight for me. See what it feels like for you. So we're keeping the legs like this, very knock-kneed. The arms come out to the side and then bring our knees over to the right. So the knees are nowhere near each other. See if you can press the left knee a little closer to the ground. Feel that sensation down the left hip. And some people feel nothing, so don't worry if you don't feel anything. We're all so different. Slowly come back to center, bring the knees to the other side. Really press your right knee down as much as you comfortably can. So now let's totally bamboozle us. So do this again slowly. As the knees come to the right, take your head to the left. Inhale, knees to center. As the knees come to the left, the head comes to the right. And maybe again, close your eyes to really feel how this feels and lands in the body. And one more time. And let's come up. And then bring those knees in towards your chest. We're looking for happy baby here. Now in happy baby, we want our bum to be down and our shoulders down. So that might mean you don't reach your toes. That doesn't matter. You might hold on to your ankles, your backs to your knees, but just gently rock. And what always makes me smile, the quote from Marianne Williamson, babies are happy because they don't have a file in their head called everything that might go wrong today. So just being like a baby in your body, enjoying what it can do, maybe circling. And babies will look at their feet for hours on end as if they're the most fascinating thing in the world. So we can stay with that innate joy of being in our bodies like babies do. Maybe open the legs wide in a V shape now. Try turning the toes down. Bring the legs together. Hold onto the back of the knees and rock and roll up. Tap the toes back onto shoulders. Tap the toes back onto shoulders. And this time staying up in a tiny balance, very briefly. Notice if you're now baring your teeth. And drop the toes and come to a seated position. So this time our forward fold is with two long legs, and we want to lengthen the inner seams of the legs. Can you press your big toes away as you bring the little toes towards you? Inhale back, arms lift. Exhale, hands either side of the legs. Breathe in, long spine, lift your heart. Breathing out, fold. Breathing in, long spine. Breathing out, fold. Breathing in, lengthen. Breathing out. See if you can hold the fold now. And that might be you hold your feet, you might hold your ankles, doesn't matter where. As Max Strong says, yoga is not about touching your toes. It's what you discover about yourself on the way. So sometimes we discover that we attach importance to things like this, or we are always pushing ourselves for more. Can we just notice? And then just come back into your body. Let the mind go off and do its thing. 5 more deep breaths. Slowly, 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 slowly come up. Each vertebrae stacking. Roll the shoulders back. Take the hands behind you. Walk them back a little bit and point your toes. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, bend your knees, lift up your hips, head comes back. Option 3, straighten your legs. Strengthening the shoulder, opening our front body. Slowly sit down and bring the right knee in towards you now. And as the right knee comes in towards you, take your right foot and take it over the left leg. So this right foot is like an anchor. Let it really press down and then hug your right knee in towards you with your left elbow. Keep that left leg flexed as you take the right fingers behind you. You might stay here hugging the knee in, or you might take your elbow across like a little stop sign. Root those right fingers down to really elongate your spine, and then look over your right shoulder. And close your eyes, keep the head in line with the shoulders of the chin. And where are you feeling this? Maybe you're feeling the breath in the back left side of your body. And then come forward. And then just turn to look down at your left hip. Tuck the chin. Breathe into the lower right back. Slowly come up. Extend the right leg forward. Left knee comes in. So hold on to the left shin as you inhale, lift and lengthen your spine, and then take the left foot over, and then do the same thing. Hug or hook as you turn to look over your left shoulder. And breathe all the way. Well, you tell me where you feel it. So breathing into your back. Maybe you feel it in the right, maybe you feel it somewhere else. Answers on a postcard, please. Just breathing in and breathing out. And we unravel, we tuck the chin, we look down to the right hip as we breathe into the lower left back. And come slowly, slowly up. So we are today going to finish with an inversion. And at this time of year, when you are really hot, I would invite you to do legs up the wall. And that could be legs over your bed, legs over your sofa. This is a wonderful pose to really cool you down. Very good for balancing hormones around menopause and beyond. So we just spin ourselves around, and you might have a cushion underneath your lower back, the sacrum. The closer you go to the wall or the support, the tighter it will be for your hamstrings. So we're not after a huge stretch for the hamstrings. This is all about cooling. So coming to the ground and lift your legs up, arms out wide. So again, it might be legs over the back of a chair. So this is such a good pose. It reverses the flow of lymph that accumulates around the ankles. So good for your heart because the heart isn't working to pump blood to the feet. So just visualize, if you're a visualizing person, the visualization for this is a waterfall. So visualize a waterfall cooling you at the soles of the feet. And the water's trickling down the backs of your calves, the knees, the thighs, all the way to your pelvis, cooling you, soothing you. And keep the eyes closed. So this is a very good pose to do mid-afternoon at the time when our bodies say, I need coffee and chocolate. What you actually need is to give your energy a little reset, a little boost, and this will do that for you. So a really good one to do mid-afternoon. So we're going to be here for 2 minutes. If you wish, you can then stay here for the rest of the practice. Again, it's very soothing with Pratikarani. Just let everything reverse. Notice any tension around the hips, the buttocks, the glutes. And just slow everything down. Three more long, deep breaths. And of course, our yoga practice should always be an act of kindness to the body. I always think this pose is an act of kindness. And the act of kindness to you might be to stay here longer. So if that's the case, again, you're fine. If you get any tingles, that's a sign to come down. Otherwise, if you are coming down, bring the knees in towards your chest. Super slowly rock. And then slowly come onto the right side, like a little fetal position. And just take a moment to lie there. And then press yourself up as you come to settle into your shavasana. So pillow underneath the back of the head, maybe. Maybe there's something under your knees, especially if you have any back issues. Just come to lie down. And there's a Spanish proverb, how nice it is to do nothing and rest afterwards. That's kind of the quality of these shapes now. We're doing nothing and then we're resting. So gather yourself and your props to make yourself truly comfortable. We're just going to finish with a very short body scan, making sure we're not storing any tension. And of course, that quote that I love by Pema Chodron, this very body we have with its aches and pleasures, is exactly what we need to be fully human, fully awake, fully alive. We're just scanning your human body now and all the good that it does to you. Sometimes we only focus on when it's hurting or when it's in pain, but all the love and care and patience your soul and heart are housed in the body. And can you just give yourself a moment of gratitude? And just allow the head to press down into the earth. Feel the back of the skull. And visualize the bulbs of your eyes softening into their sockets. And notice the breath as it comes in through your nose. And as you breathe out, relax and release all tension in the jaw. And do a little swallow. Let go of all tightness in the throat, all those words that we need to say. And now awareness deep into the belly, deep, deep, deep into this place of intuitive wisdom, and breathe in there as you feel the belly expanding out into ribs, up to the shoulders. So you breathe out, let the energy wash over the shoulders, allowing them to be weighty and heavy. Letting go, letting go. Let the fingers go, nothing to grip or hold on to. Relax the lower waist, the glutes, the thighs, the backs of the knees, the calves, the feet. And let the whole body drop into the earth now, heavier and heavier. Muscles dropping away from the bones dropping down into the earth. And breathe in now as if the whole body is breathing. The whole body, the whole body. And start to make your breathing slightly deeper. Notice all the sounds around you in this moment. In a way that serves you best, take gentle movement back, fingers, toes, whatever the body needs right now. Maybe you need an overhead stretch. Maybe you need to curl up into a little ball. Maybe you need to stay here longer today. Just honor the body's needs. And in a way that serves you the best, just start to slowly come up to a seat if you are finishing the practice now. And as we come to this comfortable seat, elongate the spine, roll the shoulders back, feel that sense of openness across the heart. And one final breath in together as you inhale, sweep the arms to the sky, hands to prayer at the heart center. Namaste. Thank you for all your support, and I look forward to seeing you again.